Hey guys, welcome to my channel. If this is the first time watching any of my videos, thank you. And if you like what you see, please hit the subscribe button and then hit the bell so that you can get any video that I post. Quick introduction about me. My name is Moses Afretoyi. I'm a Microsoft certified expert. I've been using SQL Server for over a decade. I'm a co-founder at MPIT. We're an IT consulting company. We do training. We've trained a lot of people in the industry today. So enough about me. So today we are going to be talking about how to set up Windows Server Failover Cluster for AG. A lot of times as a DBA, you want to set up your own private lab because setting up the infrastructure aspect of work may not necessarily be your responsibility and you may not know how to do it. And you want to set up a private lab so you can play around, set up, always on and set up traditional failover cluster so you can, just play around with and break it and then fix it. All right. So that's what we're going to be doing here. We're just going to be setting up the a VM using Hyper-V. And then we will go into some other things. So the agenda here is, first of all, I'd like us to rename our computer. So you want to rename your computer. The reason for that is to make sure that your computer doesn't have some alien kind of names. Okay, then we're going to download OS, operating system, and of course, SQL Server 2019 Evaluation Edition. And we're going to enable virtualization. We're going to create virtual network. We're going to create a virtual machine. We're going to install the OS. We'll repeat the process on Node 1 and Node 2. Okay, we're going to be breaking this video into different sections, but this part right here is just the first section of it. I'm going to be coming back with another video to finish AG configuration, and of course I will do another one to set up traditional failover cluster, some of the things you would not ordinarily do as a DBA. So we're going to be doing that. All right, so just to make things easy for us, I've gone ahead and then did some prerequisites so that this video will not be very long. Okay, so I have downloaded the OS already. I've downloaded SQL Server already. I can show you what they are. I have my downloads here. This is my evaluation edition of Windows Server 2019. And of course, this is my SQL Server 2019 here already downloaded. I'm going to show you how to do that. And of course, before you can set up or use your system as a server, with virtualization, your system need to meet minimum prerequisite. Okay, and I'm going to show you that. Number one, it has to be um, a Windows 10 Pro. Of course, if you can afford what is it called, if you can afford the enterprise, that is also fine. So if you go to start and do system information, type system information, you should see the configuration of your server. Let me bring it here to my secondary monitor. Okay, all right, so right here, as you can see, it's a little bit too big. Okay, all right, you can see it. As you can see, it's Windows 10 Pro. That's a Windows 10 Pro. At the minimum, I think you need at least the physical RAM. In my opinion, I would say minimum should be at least 16 gigabyte of RAM. You may not have as much as I do here. Yeah, I can brag about it. Not so much, but I think for a laptop, it's not bad. But in your case, you should have at least 16 gigabyte, even if it's less, let it not be less than 8. Yep. So of course, the available should not be less than 8 or at the minimum. Okay. Then make sure that you have all this virtualization in your. You would also see it down here when you view your system information. Okay. I already went ahead and renamed my computer. If I check up here, you should see, where's that? Yep, username, as you can see, NPIT Tech 1, and then the user is MPIT Tech 1. So my computer name is actually MPIT Tech 1. Okay, all right, let's use it. So, and I'm going to show you how I did some of that. So first thing first, to rename your computer, you want to do that. We go to PC, right click on it and go to properties, and you go to change settings. Click on it, open on my secondary monitor, and then to rename this computer or change it to main or one group. So you click on change, and of course, this is where you change it. Okay, I already changed mine, so I will just cancel out of here. I don't need it. All right. The next thing on our agenda is to download OS and of course SQL Server. So you can just go into Evaluation Center. I'm just gonna go all the way. So you go on Google and just type Evaluation Center. I already download mine. So click on the first link, Evaluation Center, and scroll all the way down. You should be able to see Windows Server because I want to use Windows Server for my OS. So of course, if you want to use SQL Server after this, you want to download that. But let's start with this. Click on Windows Server. You'll be able to see Windows Server. Then you can select this one that says Windows Server 2019. You can see Hyper-V Server 2019. This is free product that delivers enterprise class virtualization for your data center and hybrid cloud. We don't want to use that. We want to use this one, which is the operating system that bridges on-premises environment with Azure services, enabling hybrid scenarios, maximizing existing investment. So if you click on this one, that's the one I downloaded. So we'll go with that. And it's just going to show you different types of disks that you will select. We're going to select ISO. I hope my internet will behave today. So we'll for it a little bit. All right, there you go. So we want to select the option that says ISO. That's what we need. So this is, so you click next, it will prompt you to be able to enter basic information, first name, last name, and just enter this information, even if you don't have, just provide the basic information, pretty easy. Company size, select whatever, it doesn't matter, okay? All right, once you're done with that and you hit next, continue, you will see option that says download and it will begin to download, okay? The same thing is applicable to your applicable to SQL Server. You do the same thing, and of course, select SQL Server 2019. Okay, all right, enough with that. So let's flip back here. Now, so I have my computer renamed, downloaded my OS and SQL Server. And the next thing I want to do is to enable virtualization. All right, let's quickly take care of that. So to enable virtualization, if you go on your start and just type turn Windows, as you type turn Windows, you will see it here, turn Windows feature on and off. Click on it. It will show you something that looks like this. And then you need to select the option that says Hyper-V, okay? Hyper-V, mine is already enabled. If I click on this plus sign, you will see everything enabled. Everything Hyper-V, as you can see, it's enabled. So I'm not doing anything again. So once you do that, click OK. It will prompt you to restart your server, because if you don't restart your server, you will not it will not take effect. So it's important to restart your server. Okay, all right, let's go back to our agenda one more time. So the next thing we're going to do is to create a virtual network. All right, and then to do that, we have to launch our Hyper-V. So right now, let's assume that you restarted the system and you are back. Just go on your start and type Hyper-V. Hyper-V, you will see it there. Click on it. Whoop, it will open. All right. So right now I don't have any virtual machine here. I only this is my computer name. That's why it's showing up here. It's my computer name, no virtual machine. If I did, it will show up here. All right. So we're going to quickly create a virtual machine. And to do that, we're just going to go here and go to new and then select virtual machine, new virtual machine. Okay. So we'll say next. Here, we're going to give a name for this virtual machine because we are going to be setting up this for AG. So we need to set up a domain controller. I will call this first virtual machine DC, which stands for domain controller. Okay, hit next. I want to use my second generation because it has newer features that I would like. Okay. All right, so here we want to provide the memory here for this VM. I'm just going to provide 4 GB. I may not need it. That's why I'm going to use this dynamic memory for this virtual machine. So if it needs more, you can get more. So go next. So under connection, you want to click on the drop down menu and select external network, and then hit next. Leave everything here at default. Go next, and this is where we navigate to the location of our OS. So I'm going to say install an operating system from a bootable image file. So select that option and then browse to, you know what, before we do that, you would need this location here. I would say copy this location and keep it somewhere. And the reason for that is for any reason you want to cancel your or delete your VM, you want to go to this location and delete it as well. So that's why it's important to take note of that location. All right, so right here, let's browse to the location. So this is my evaluation edition of my Windows server. Just want to make sure, yeah, it's this one. All right, so hit open and go next and then finish. All right, there you go. So we have created the domain controller. We still have a lot of other things to do, but for now, we need to repeat the same process for node 1 and node 2. So the same thing, I'm gonna move a little faster now. So this one, I will call it AG node 1 because I'm using this for AG. So I go next, use second generation. Go next, and then for the memory, I'll use hoops. For the memory, I will use the same 4 gig 4096 4096 4096. Okay, that's just 4 gig. Go next, and connection, select external. All right, so connection to external, and then go next. Leave this at the default as is. This is going to be the same location as the other one, so there's no need to copy this again. Move next, and of course, we'll do the same thing. Navigate to the location of the Windows server. You have to download this before you even start this process. So hit next, and then finish. All right, do the last one, new virtual machine. All right, and we'll call this one AG node 2. Go next, second generation, next, and same 4 gig. Same 4 gig. Come on, there you go. All right, move next, change connection to external. Go next, leave it as is, go next again, and then we get to the location of your file, open it and say next, then finish. All right, so this is just the first phase of doing this. So the next thing we're going to do, let's flip back to our agenda. The next we're going to do is to install the operating system. Okay, all right, let's get started. Okay, so we're going to start with the DC. So you right click on it and say connect. Let's wait for it to come. So now we will have to do something really tricky here for the disk to load. Okay, for the disk to load, we have to do something tricky. And what is that? As soon as you hit the start button, you need to tap any key on your keyboard multiple times. Okay, don't ask me why, don't ask me how. Well, you can ask me how, but the why, I have tried it just hitting the start without hitting any key on my keyboard. It fails. All right, so don't try it. Once you hit start to tap your any key on your keyboard until you see Hyper-V or a welcome message, then you can stop and we'll take it out from there. All right, are you ready? So I'm ready to tap. You're gonna hear some noise. Just ignore that. So hit start and immediately I am tapping while my business is loading. Once you see Hyper-V, stop. It's just a trick, a workaround trick. All right. I've tried this several times, not tapping it, and I paid for it, wasted my time. All right. So here you want to make sure you select the data center evaluation desktop experience. All right. Except you want to use, of course, since this is 180 days free, because we downloaded the evaluation edition. Okay, so I'm going to select this, not the this is better desktop experience. You will like this one better. You don't want the operating system, except you are more except you want the standard evaluation. That's not the one I downloaded, so I will go with this one, the last one. Okay, hit next. All right, you have to accept it whether you like it or not. I don't know if you guys read this. I don't, because if you said no, then you are not going to move forward. All right, we're gonna use the custom. The first one is upgrade, install Windows, and keep file settings and application. But we want to do the custom, install Windows only. That's what we want to do. I leave this at default. Go next, and it will start the installation. I'm gonna pause the video real quick, and once we get back, we will continue. Okay, so the installation completed successfully. It's going to be restarting in 1 second. It's restarting the VM. Okay, so while that is going on, let's go back and do the same thing on our AG Node 1. So you right click and say connect. And we'll do exact same method. Click start and start to tap any key. I'll just tap my space bar. There you go. Once you see Hyper-V, you stop. So it's just the same process. All right, we'll say next. Install. Will take us through the same process. Select the evaluation desktop experience. Accept. Go next. Select this. Go next. And it's doing the installation as well. My machine is not doing that, so it's going to finish that real quick. While that is loading, I'm going to go back and repeat the same process on my Node 2. Let's go here, right click, start, the same process, start and stop. Okay, I think I'm having an issue here. Yep, all right, I'm still good. I just hit yes to the enable Windows feature. All right, still looks good. Okay, so we install, this is our last node, the AG node 2. Select the last option, desktop experience. Accept, next, custom, next. Then the installation is going on. All right. Okay, so let's check out node 1 and see where we are. Almost done. Let's wait for it. Told you. My system is not doing that at all. All right. Probably gonna restart as well. Finishing up. All right, so let's flip back to our agenda to see the things that we have done. So we renamed the computer, downloaded OS and SQL Server, even though we've not used SQL Server yet, but I showed you how to do that. Enable virtualization, create virtual network. Not done that yet, we're gonna do that. Create a VM and install OS. Okay, all right. So before we move further, there's something that we must do. I want us to create a virtual network. So to do that, you want to right click on your node, on your computer name, and select the option that says Virtual Switch Manager. All right. So we're gonna go to all right. All right, so new virtual network switch. So we're gonna create the first one. We're gonna create an internal virtual switch. All right. All right, so we're gonna create internal virtual switch. So click on internal and create virtual switch. And let's call this one, I'll say internal network. Internal network. All right, leave everything else as is and apply. And okay. All right. And then, oh man, my mouse is dancing too much. We're gonna do the same thing and create the external switch. And of course, we're doing this so that if you want your computer to see external network, so we'll do that. You right click again and say Virtual Switch Manager and click on external network. Oh, actually, I have external network here created already. Looks like I already have. So now I have two. Oh, okay, I see. So I have two. I already have it here. I think I did that just to show you guys. So I have external and I have internal. Internal. Okay. I just cancel out of that because I already have I've already created my internal network and external network. Okay, so since we already have our internal network and external network set up, I think we're fine here. We don't need to create anything else. So I'll show you how to create that. It's pretty straightforward. Now let's go back and check. Let's go back and check what we already have here. Our DC. We need to connect to it again. All right. Double click here. Now I'm going to give it a password. You can give it any password you want. All right, this just to complete my configuration. I will do the same thing. Here is just to show how large you want your the windows to be. So I will just set it here and say connect. I will do the same thing to node 1. Provide password. Oops, much. Okay, let's do it again. Okay, let's move to, I'll set it to be the same. So connect. Move to the last node. That's my node 2. Start the password. Okay, so right now we have all the 3 nodes up and running. So this is how to so this is my node 1. Provide the password. So be careful once you're connecting to the server for the very first time. Please don't say yes here. We're going to configure the Ethernet. Then we'll say yes to this later. So for now, we'll just click here. All right. I want to see this guy get out. Okay. Do the same thing here. Don't say yes to it. Still loading the setting. I don't see my DC. Double click on it. Oh, that's node 2. Node 1, node 2. Where's my DC? Okay, this is my DC. I double click on it here. Should pop up right here for me. So enter the password as well. Okay, finally, let's set this up and say connect. And then we will have all the 3 nodes that will be part of the AG up and running. So this is the first step that I wanted us to cover. So let's recap the things that we have worked on. So rename your computer, download OS and SQL Server, enable virtualization, create virtual network, create a VM, install operating system. Repeat the same for node 1 and node 2. All right, and this is just the location of our file. All right, so I'm going to stop it right here, just so you know how this is done. So in the next video, of course, the same thing here, I'll click out here. So in the next video, we're going to, or the next part of it, I might decide to make it one single video. I might separate it. I don't know yet. But the next part, we're just going to be doing some configuration to prepare the servers for cluster. We'll set up Windows Server Available cluster, and we will do some configuration. All right, we'll be right back. So see you in the next video when we're doing the configuration and setting up our Windows Server Available cluster and preparing all the nodes. All right, see you in the next video, and thank you for watching. I hope this helps.